Hello, this is a new filter that I've designed to fill in a vital gap that's been in MCEdit since its inception. This filter is called Find. It will find tile entities, which are the yellow blocks here. It'll find entities, which are the red ones, and it'll find blocks. The way the filter works, obviously you have to select something, and then here's the Find filter. It has basically three match bys, but the block and tile entity sort of work the same. Both block and tile entity will also optionally match by block type. I'll explain that in a bit. Or you can match by entity. Both entity and tile entity, actually I suppose all of them, can match NBT data, which is actually this check mark right here. They can match the blocks, match by NBT tag name, by value, and by specific tag types. If you use none for either of these, it will match anything. So in this test scenario, I have a search string for Bob, so if I just type in, and I'm going to change it to search for entities, and then you can, there are several operations. Start new search and find next kind of work the same if you haven't started a search yet. But basically how find next is supposed to work is you click filter, it will move the camera to the object that it's found, and if I use find next, it'll keep reselecting it. Now if I change this to block and I don't want to search by block type, it'll search basically in tile entities. I have to check this actually. Click filter. So it found it for this command block that creates a spawner that spawns a mob that has Bob, value Bob in it. Click find again, then find again. You can see that it keeps finding this Bob character, or Bob value. Now I can search by a specific tag name if I wanted to, if I knew what it was, but most people don't tend to know NBT tag names. So you can just leave this at none and it'll match anything that matches Bob. So, and this one matches a chest which has that sword that has Bob in it. If I hold Alt, you can see that lore has the second line of lore is Bob. What Start New Search does is you can see that as I was clicking Find Next, it goes to the next one in the list, and then it will recycle. So if you've gone to, like, say, the middle and you just want to start a new search, when you do a start new search, it will take any changes that you made in the filter and then run a new search, whereas find next will just iterate through the list that it found last time you did a search. When find next runs out of the list, basically it builds a list every time you do a search. When it runs out, it'll automatically rebuild the list using the values that are in here. So you can start a new one right away, or you can use find next, iterate through the list, and then start over again. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but whatever. So if I do start new search and click filter, you can see that it finds one. If I leave it at start new search, it'll just keep finding the same one. If I change it to find next, it will iterate through that list. Alternatively, I can have it select the block that it finds. So if I click filter, it selects the ones that it finds, and you can use find next. Now obviously you can see that since the list has ran out and this is the last one that was selected, it's creating a new list, but it's only searching within this one block. So that's what the start new search is for. And then if I switch back to find next, it'll iterate through the list until it hits the end of the list. And then you can see it'll research within this little block. So you may or may not want to use this select the found blocks. This will also select entities as well. So if I change this to entity, it will select the entity that it found. And you can search by block type as well. Like if I wanted to find a chest, where did that go? Right over here. So if I wanted to, say, match by block or tile entity, and I want to match the chest. Now one thing you might want to note is that this match block data right here, basically almost all blocks have a data value, which you can see. You can see chest 54:3. So when you're filtering, if you have it match block data, it will match whatever value you put in here. So if I put 54:3, it will find that specific chest because the facing value is stored in the data value. Alternatively, I could just uncheck this and it will match any chest no matter which way it's facing. You could do this with torches as well. If a torch is facing a different direction, it'll have a different block data value. But if you uncheck this, it'll just match all. It'll find all chests. So what this is doing is this is going to search. Since it's matching by block, it's going to search every single block in the selection. It'll see if it's a chest, and if it is, then it'll also try to match the tile data down here. Alternatively, you can match by tile entity, so it'll only search the blocks that have tile entities. This could be a lot faster if your selection is really, really large, because generally there are a lot fewer tile entities than there are blocks. Whereas if you're searching by block, it will search every single block and then see if there's a matching tile entity. So for larger selections, I recommend searching by tile entity. So we're going to match by block type, chest. We're going to look for anything that has the word Bob in it. And we'll go ahead and click Start New Search, Filter, and it finds the chest. So one other thing I wanted to mention, if you wanted to use this filter just to find things, so you could go into Minecraft and edit them directly, there's another option called Dump Found Coordinates. And then this is kind of like doing a Start New Search, but instead of directing you to each one, it'll just dump them to an exception window. And you can see that, this found 5 tile entities because each of them have Bob somewhere in them. These coordinates will also appear in the console, so you don't need to leave this window open if you don't want to. But that's it for this. Pretty much everything about this filter. You could also search just by block if you just want to find, say you wanted to find a chest. So this will just find ordinary blocks without any specific data to see. So that's it to this filter. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you liked the filter. Have a good day.